Good day, my friends. This is Stephen Beagles, Bishop of Gospel Adventism, coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, Gospel Adventist Studios. And today is June 2nd, and the question for today is it okay to listen to secular music as a Christian or as a Seventh-day Adventist Christian? And my answer to that is, in short, is yes, it's okay to listen to secular music. Now, to explain, I want to say that I come from a background where I was an English major in college. And so I've read a lot of poetry, I've read a lot of short stories, I've analyzed a lot of music lyrics, and I can, break them down and to interpret them and to draw meaning out of the lyrics and out of the poetry and out of the stories. And so just because something doesn't come from a spiritual perspective does not mean it's not valuable for everyday life. We live in a real world. As Christians, we are called to live in the world, just not be of the world. So we can understand what we're reading is not from a spiritual perspective, but we can still draw value, morals, character, comfort, advice, things that are helpful to us in the world around us and the environment in which we live. And I love spiritual music because it uplifts my soul and it brings me closer to God, and it reminds me that He is with me and I can praise Him for His blessing. But secular music is not necessarily evil. Now, there's a lot of music out there that is overtly sexual, or overtly satanic, or overtly pagan. And I would advise you to stay away from those extreme types of music because they can lead towards a negative influence on your life. I do not like the gangster rap. It promotes violence towards police. And, of course, you're going to listen to the music that you appreciate. So as a Christian, you have values, you have morals, you have character, you have standards that you live by. And the music that you listen to should reflect those principles. But even if they don't, you can still interpret them. Who is saying it? Why are they saying it? How does this apply to the world around me? How can I view this as a Christian? And how might I relate to some of what they're saying? So just be smart about what you're listening to. You don't have to turn the radio off every time the music comes on. You don't have to run and hide every time you hear, music playing in the shopping market. You don't have to live in a bubble. There's music everywhere. You see it on the internet, on YouTube, social media, television. You're going to be exposed to secular music no matter where you go. So instead of trying to avoid it and live in a bubble, just listen to it, process it, think about why you agree with some things and might not agree with other things. Draw what's useful and leave the rest of it alone. And you'll find that life becomes more enjoyable because then you're not always feeling guilty if the music does not always reflect your values. But you're looking at it from a Christian perspective, and you know why what they're saying might be right, or what they're saying might be wrong, and then you can apply it to your life. And if you don't like the music, then leave it alone. People sometimes only like listening to classical music. Some people like listening to country music. Some people like listening to music with a heavy beat. Some people like the guitar. Some people like the percussions. So let's not be judgmental over who's listening to what. And even if they're listening to something that you might think is questionable, they might relate to it in a way that you don't understand. So it's not necessarily that they're going to be possessed by the devil if they hear a Marilyn Manson song. I personally like Phil Collins. I like Peter Cetera. I like a lot of their songs. They're poetical, they're lyrical, they're musical. I like some of the dance songs that, kind of gets me energized, makes me want to move. But I'm always conscious that the lyrics are there. I agree with some of them. I don't agree with some of them. I can be intellectual. I can be an adult. And I can just process out what I don't agree with. So look at it as poetry. Look at it as art. And then look at it from an intellectual point of view. And just because you're exposed to it doesn't mean that you're going to become demon-possessed in any way, shape, or form. Just be intelligent. Okay, that's my answer. This is Stephen Beagles, Bishop of Gospel Adventism. You have a wonderful day.